Story time. Here's the story of how I got my phone stolen. Hold on, you guys. I forgot to light the candle. The candle I'm burning is called Red Guava Lava. Ooh, okay. Back to the story that I haven't started yet. So this happened like a month ago, I want to say. This did happen in 2017. It's been quite the year so far. So Daniel wakes up. It's the morning. And it's a school day, so that sucks. School isn't horrible, but you know, I'd rather sleep in than going somewhere at 7:30 regardless. Wake up, get ready, day is going pretty flawlessly. I go to the store. There's a store very local to me. It's called Albertson's. I don't know if any of you have heard of it. It's kind of just a local thing. Sometimes I do go to the store before school, which starts at 7:30, to get like lunch food if I don't have groceries or, you know, just to, you know, get some stuff. I don't do a full like shopping trip or anything. It's like always to get lunch food. I'm not exactly sure what I was getting, but I'm pretty sure it was lunch food. So I go around the store, I pick up my items, you know. It's going fine. I go to the checkout and I'm like, okay, I want to do self-checkout. Obviously, it's kind of just a secondhand thing. I kind of just go to self-checkout now because it's quicker, and if my card gets declined for some reason, it's not awkward. It's just kind of me like, I need to run. And I guess somewhere in the process of putting my groceries down or something, I specifically remember my phone being in the basket. I must have taken it out of the basket in fear of leaving it in the basket and forgetting it. Just a little hint for you guys, I forget it anyways. So I finished checking out and I, you know, grabbed my receipt, whatever I did, and I walked to my car. So I go back to my car, and somewhere before leaving, whether it was me putting my groceries in my backpack for school or just like sitting in the front seat, I was like, where's my phone? This is like a 2-minute thing before I go back into the store to look for my phone. So I'm like, okay, I may have left it at the self-checkout, no big deal. I go back into the store, I go to the same exact self-checkout stand. There's 4 different ones, I went to the same one, obviously, because that's the one I was at, so if my phone was anywhere but my car, it was probably there. And I go there, and my friend's there, and I'm like, hey, did you like happen to see a phone here? And she was like, no, I'm sorry. Keep in mind, this was like literally 2 minutes between me leaving the checkout stand, going to my car, and coming back. And I was like, what? It was a very short amount of time. I'm not exactly sure how many minutes it was or how much time, but basically I just went outside, went to my car, couldn't find my phone, went back into the store. That's how it went down. So after my friend was like, no, I didn't see one, I was like, what the heck? Because with the amount of time that it took for me to come back, it didn't really seem like there could have been anyone before her, but there was. Now I know that. So I'm like, okay, it must be in my car. I like just didn't look hard enough. So I go back to my car. I am not finding my phone. This is the part where sheer panic is like settling in to my nerves and my nervous system and my nucleus. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, I'm literally phoneless right now. It's kind of scary. So at this point, I'm basically like, if I have a chance at getting my phone back, I can't just go to school. So I got to miss school. So I go back to my apartment where I have my iPad, and that has the app Find My iPhone, which has helped me track down a stolen phone in the past. So I was like, okay, I'll track the phone and like, where is it? I go on the app and it says it is off. So basically that means that someone has gotten a hold of my phone and they turned it off in order to keep the location a secret. And I'm like, well, crap. Then I go to my mom's house where my sister and my mom like were at. I get there and I'm like, hey, I need to use your phone. I'm talking to my sister, but my mom's in the room as well. I'm like, hey, I need to use your phone to call dad because I got my phone stolen. At this point, I know it's stolen because it's offline. Like, I didn't do that. I go into my old room. I live here now. I go into my old room and I'm calling the... Or no, I go into my old room and I think at the house is when I found out the actual location of the phone. So I track it again and it pinpoints to a house in the same city as my mom. It's kind of like down this one road. So I'm like, homeboy's about to get his phone back, and you know it. Spoiler alert, I never got my phone back. So I call up the police department. I did not call 911. This was not a huge emergency. And I was like, hi, I don't really know if this is something that I should be reporting, but I have gotten my phone stolen. So I call up the police department and I'm like, I got my phone stolen. What do I do? And basically they said that they could send an officer to the location to keep the peace, because I told them that I know like the exact location of the phone. Because in the past, this app, Find My iPhone, has been pretty accurate, and I still like believe in the app because it is a very reliable source for location services. So basically they said, okay, we can send an officer to keep the peace, and yeah. So I go to the location that the phone says it was at. At some point, it goes offline again, never to go online again. So I get to the location, I park, there's like not really any parking spaces. So I probably pulled into someone's like residential parking spot, but it was an emergency. And it was a pretty tight street, so I didn't want to like pull over, you know, and there were like fire lanes everywhere, very confusing. I do not want to sound like I'm complaining, because I know real emergencies could have been going on at the time of this ordeal, but it took like an hour for the police to get there, and eventually this cruiser comes up. The whole time I'm like checking the Find My iPhone app, and I was tweeting my ordeal on Twitter, and it tracked to like a literal exact address. Once the cop gets there, is cop an offensive term? Once the police officer gets there, I give him the location and I like say the address to him. And okay, let's say it was, I'm not gonna like give the real one. Let's say it was 4590. So, okay, no, that's a bad one. Let's say it was 3450. So he checked 3448, 3450, and 3452. So he checked the 1 and the 2 units surrounding it. I'm pretty sure he only checked 3 units, and that's like basically more than enough if I'm gonna get my phone back. Like, he was really helpful, really nice. And he goes and checks, and eventually he comes back and he's like, no one claimed to have your phone. And I was like, who's gonna claim to have a stolen phone? That was the kind of baffling moment for me, because I feel like it wasted mine and the officer's time. And the officer's time is a lot more valuable, because he could be like literally, I don't know, he could be doing something way more useful than parked and knocking on doors asking for a kid's stolen phone. And if like all they're gonna do is, I do not want to sound like I'm complaining. I don't have any hate against the police at all. I'm just saying that if that's all they're gonna do to try and track down a stolen phone, you know, there's better things they can be doing to serve the community is basically what I'm saying. So I'm like, okay, you know, thank you for your help, and I leave because there's nothing else I can do. I basically did like everything that I could. So I go back to my mom's house and I tell my sister and my mom what happened. And to this day, I have never gotten my iPhone 5S back, and I don't really expect to. Now I have this phone. This is an iPhone 7 Plus. If you want to see what's on it, I posted a what's on my iPhone 7 Plus video last week. I'll have a card right here and it will be in the end slate. Too much promotion. So that's the story of when my phone got stolen, like last month. Pretty sad experience, but it's not the worst thing in the world. I am extremely thankful for the police for even listening to me and helping me. They definitely put an effort into trying to get my phone back, which was like more than enough, because they could easily just be like, sucks for you, you lost it, you know, finders keepers, losers named Daniel. Have you ever gotten a phone stolen? Please leave that in the comments below. Tell me your story so everyone can read it. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more of my videos, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and become a faniel. And while you're down there, you might as well hit that little bell, you know, ding ding. Get those notifs for whenever I post. And go ahead and leave a comment telling me a video you'd like to see on this channel in the future, and hopefully you will see it on my channel in the future. En el futuro. That's Spanish. I'm in my 3rd year. Don't really know anything. I post here every Friday, so if you'd like to see another video, come back on Friday, or I have like literally more than 100 Friday videos now, I think. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next Friday. Bye!